I'm just making a short addendum to the handles, the knife handle and the spatula handle. When I dropped the wax, I guess some got on me and I didn't even notice it. I know I couldn't get away from the smell, but I'm going to scrape this off before I put it in the wash. Just something I noticed today when I took this over to Buck's Ace Hardware and I was showing them the handles. And I don't know if it's visible, but right here on the blade it says stainless china. And yet on the other side, and this, there it is, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I asked several people how to do it, and I got KOCH, so whatever it is, Messer. This is a German knife company, but it still says right there stainless china, and it still had, in my opinion, a cheap plastic handle. Mom actually said that that wasn't a cheap knife, but to me, with the cheap hollow handle that breaks and being stamped made in China, it's still a cheap knife. I'm gonna use my pocket knife here and see about scraping this wax off, though. I'm just scraping this with the blade at roughly a 90, maybe 80 degree angle, and scraping off the majority of this. This wax does say that it's carnauba, which is a plant, a palm, I believe, and beeswax. Hopefully it won't destroy the shirt. This is actually a new shirt from July, 4th of July thing for a local, the town thing. I'm not, well, I guess I can. Hold on. Let me move the shirt. Here's the wax on the shirt. I scraped most of it off. This is the shirt itself. This was from 4th of July. I actually don't wear the shirt much, even though it's 100% cotton. Behind the screen print, it doesn't breathe, and I really sweat behind that. I'm going to toss this in the laundry. Hopefully this wax will come out. And I just totally was shocked when it has a German name on this knife and then stamped right on the other side, China. To me it was still a cheap knife, even though Mom said it was quite expensive, just because of the fact it had a cheap plastic handle. Actually, while I was at Ace today, I had somebody see these and ask me to give them a call to possibly do some handles on some knives that had been their mother's. I'm going to be calling them next week sometime. However, Mom has her second cataract surgery next week, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But yeah, this is just an addendum on the handles. I'll toss it in, I guess, with the playlist that I made. Because, yeah, that's just, I don't know, German name on a blade that says made in China. That just gets me. I guess it's kind of like the Wüsthof with the now having plastic handles. That's it for now. We'll see if I can think of something else to do this evening for something different on the video. But I did think that I ought to put that in. Actually, something else, the tip on this, I need to work on. It's a little, it needs to put a point back on it. I think I knocked it on something. We're there again. Thanks for watching. If you want, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, or please feel free to share. Well, I went to IFA, Intermountain Farmers Agricultural, I believe it stands for, and got the 2,4-D. It's a selective weed killer. It's a broadleaf killer, unlike Roundup. I mixed up about a ½ ounce in a pump sprayer, and I sprayed all these. Can't see them all with this light, I don't think. The shoots coming up off the roots from this empress tree that Mom's husband had taken out. If you can see over the fence there, there's some growth coming up alongside the neighbor's house, also from a root. Still have to get that sprayed, but we'll call and talk to him first. I just barely got this sprayed. Should probably see by tomorrow that it's definitely dying. But this stuff is really, really strong. I think it says just a couple ounces for an acre. But Bella, sorry, Bella's barking. I did do this, like I said, I mixed up a little shy of a ½ ounce in a gallon sprayer. You can actually, they actually recommend the strongest you do it is about 40 to 1, and you can do 400 to 1. I did probably 80 or so to 1, maybe. I didn't have a full gallon, I only had about 3 quarts of water, but I only used about a ½ ounce of the stuff. Actually, the lid, underneath the lid, it has a safety seal, and it has a punch out for about an 1/8 inch hole, and that's all I did was push that 1/8 inch punch out and just poured some into a glass to measure. Probably can't see it. Oh man, too bad. There's a little butterfly. Oh, just flew away. It's right floating around. Probably shouldn't stay on these since I just sprayed them, but yeah, we'll have to see for the next couple of days how that 2,4-D does on these broadleaf tree. I also sprayed, there's Chinese elms at the neighbors, and they put seeds down everywhere, and there was one that I ran over with the mower last week that has sprung back up. I also sprayed it. Have to see if it dies as well. But that's what I did this evening. Probably add this to the addendum on the handles. Thanks for watching. Hope the information is helpful for people. And let's hope that this actually works on these empress trees. The research that Sarah did for me at the library stated an herbicide, and they recommended Roundup. This is actually something that you can't get at your local store like Roundup. You can. It actually had to come from an agricultural store. It should work. I've seen it where somebody sprayed it with wind and it killed globe willows, etc. So we'll watch this over the next couple of days.